is March 9th. This is the annual meeting of the homeowners of Wildewood Springs Condominium Association. This time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Find my notes that we have here. Okay. First order of business is election of directors. I believe we have the directors and candidates here. For at-large, we have Dick Cola, Ms. Bosky. Is she here?
Who?
Rapazzi. Kelly Rapazzi. Yeah. Okay, no. Dick is here. We also have Palm Tree. We have Mr. George Fisher. Where are you, George? Here. And Ms. Monica Heigl. Monica is here. Each candidate has an opportunity and has the right to have the counter present when the ballots are counted. If that's your desire, so be it. If not, again, so be it. Do you have the results of that election?
I have the
No.
Huh?
Jim, we can't open the ballots, I know right now.
Go ahead, that's what I'm saying. We're going to go ahead and open the ballot.
Oh, well, we have to do that.
Go ahead and open them.
By the way, we have a quorum.
Well, I know we have. Well, thank you. Go right ahead and open up the ballot. We will have the election of the directors. So those candidates feel free to.
Over here in the corner.
George, who's your counter? George?
What?
You have a counter?
Tom.
Tom. Monica, do you have a counter? You decided not to have one? Okay. Let's get those ballots counted as quickly as possible and as accurate. We do have a quorum of 284 unit owners by proxy. For those that have registered. Folks, this is going to be the longest part of the meeting, counting of the ballots. Madam Secretary, Pam, John, do we have proof of notice?
Proof of notice, yes, everything was posted according to statutory requirements. And I would just like to say it's been my honor, and this is my 7th annual meeting. I'm very happy to be here.
Absolutely. I'd just like to, thank you. I'd just like to let everybody know that our manager, Mr. Haggerty, has just been awarded with and recognized as a, quote, Certified Manager, Community Association National. Very few managers get that certification. And I think we should be very proud of our manager.
I'd also like to add CAI has put out a publication about different positions that are open throughout the CAI community associations and professional community association managers. One of the positions that was put out that I made John aware of was a position of property manager in the state of Hawaii. And I read to him what the duties and responsibilities were on a location in between a resort and a 36-hole golf course with units of 700 plus units, and John turned it down. So then I went and had an appointment made with a psychologist to have John reevaluated. But he says he has more fun here with us. Okay, and besides the Rays don't play in Hawaii. Okay, this time we have the minutes of the previous annual meeting. That's for me, I'm a little busy. This time I'll ask for a disposal of, you have approved minutes from the previous annual meeting. Go ahead, Clay, you got a question?
No, I was going to make a motion that we approve the minutes.
You want to make a motion to approve the minutes, do I hear a second?
Yeah.
I hear a second by Leslie Jacobs. Is there any question on the motion? Further question on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? I got it. Okay. This is where I get to tell you what has transpired in the last year. This is the President's Annual Report dated 9 March 2020. As we embark on a new association year, it is with great pleasure I can report to you, the owners of Wildewood Springs Condominium Association, of how we did in 2019. We have just received our annual audit, and I can once again report there are no discrepancies in our finances and our handling of your funds. We have ended the year with a surplus of $184,000 due to a large part in how we estimate and control our spending. Once again, due to the diligence and the forethought of our budget committee, we will not have an increase this year. However, I must inform you that we had to expect an increase forthcoming in the areas of power, water and sewage consumption, along with the increased cost of insurance. We have taken steps in lowering our liability risks and determining where we can save money in the future and foresee potential liability risks and hazards. We are currently changing our community lighting to utilize low-cost light bulb, LED light bulbs as needed, and this will save us money in the long run. In the area of water consumption, this is an area where you all can be a tremendous help to us. Today you will receive test tablets which we have procured, where you place one tablet in each tank, the toilet tank, and to see if the water turns blue into the bulb. This will show that there is a leak somewhere in your toilet system. The most prevalent problem that we found is in a flapper. It's a little rubber device that keeps the water into your tank. Over the course of years, they're rubber, they tend to wear out, and what does it is the hard water that we have here in the state of Florida, calcium buildup, and a lot of folks, like before they leave for the season, they put bleach in to keep any germs from building up into the toilet tank, which bleach will eat the rubber. So we're going to ask your help on this. The tablets are available today. I believe our building chair is making it available. You got it right, Steve?
Yep. Down over here.
Each owner here will be given a package that contains 2 tablets. We just ask your cooperation to help us in the future for the water costs to come down considerably. We've also looked at the water usage around the property, i.e. the pools, and we're doing what we can to conserve water there. Going back into the 60s, where we used to shower with a friend to save water, we're going to continue with that philosophy in the future. Some of you weren't around in the 60s. It also has been said that, well, we don't pay for water. Well, folks, I got news for you. You do. You pay for the water in your quarterly maintenance fees. So it behooves us all to get involved in consumption where we can, conservation where we can. And if you happen to leave your unit for a long period of time, another suggestion that was made is that you make sure that your water valve outside of your unit is shut off. Okay? That will keep any hazards from happening within your unit, should your water heater go while you're away. And it has happened. That will stop the flow of water less than what you have in your water tank at that particular point in time. Your committee chairs and your committee people have and continue to do an excellent job. Their efforts have certainly made a difference and make Wildewood Springs a most desirable community in which to own. Hardly a day goes by that I don't hear compliments about our community. We owe them our gratitude for a job well done. You will hear more from them later on during today's program. Another group of people who deserves your recognition is your board of directors. These men and women are elected by you and serve in a manner that makes me very proud to serve along with them. They have our community at heart and make decisions which benefit us all. Directors, chairmen, and committee people are all volunteers who serve without any compensation whatsoever, all working together to make our community better. We are also blessed with the most dedicated and motivated group of employees. They continue to go above and beyond their stated job descriptions, and not too long ago we implemented a cross-training policy where each employee can fill another's position when called for. And this program proved very successful and has increased morale and productivity amongst the team. As you can see, we have enjoyed a great year. There is absolutely no reason that we cannot enjoy another tremendous year or other years moving forward. I am so proud of what we have accomplished together, and it has indeed been both a privilege and an honor to serve as your association president. And I'll see you down the road. Respectfully submitted, me. Okay. Next thing we're going to ask for is a report of officers. I'm going to start with our bean counter, Mr. John West, our treasurer. Here you go, John.
Thank you very much. Thanks to a lot of help, I can be called the bean counter. But let's talk about what happened last year. Well, number one, we had a great year based on our budget and coming in under budget. But I think what we want to know as far as an overall report for the year is this. Last year, we brought in $2.193 million through the association dues. We spent $2.142 million on our association needs, wants, purchases, etc. We contributed to our reserve by $500,000. And at the present time, as of today, we're probably in the neighborhood of about $1.5 million in our reserve. Now, as you know, our reserve is set up, and we have specific items that we save for: roofs, for painting, the general contract, well, the work that we're doing on the parking lots and the roads, and things like this, and like a 10-year period of time that we amortize the different dollars and cents for that. So we're in pretty good shape as far as following each one of those things in our budget. Last year we came in under budget, approximately $35,000. So we have a very good and solvent community. We just had the audit, as Jim said, and this audit was done by a company called Mtg, I believe it is, Mtg and Kayak, I believe. But the bottom line is that some of the, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but this audit is available to you in the office, and you can come in and check the specific details, because there are a lot of details in regards to what happened. But the bottom line, an audit involves performing procedures to obtain audit evidence about the amounts and disclosures in the financial statement. Each of you gets a financial statement, I think, for our current month, like February, tonight or today also, but this talks about the whole 12-month period of time beforehand. Here is the basic opinion that was provided. In our opinion, the financial statements referred to presently fairly and in all material respects convey the financial position of Wildewood Springs Corporation as of December 31st, 2019. We have no irregularities in it. There's nothing missing in it. And we, as I say, are very solid individuals. So I think that's basically our report at the present time. We have a bank account, our savings account, as I say, 1.5 million. We were under budget last year. We were starting out at a time a little bit above budget due to some billing things that took place in January that should have been in December. But any questions?
Anybody have any questions for John West? Yes.
Is your reserve funding, is that draft, is that available?
Yes, of course. And it's going to be basically in the audit also. I think the back page does that. Building restoration, pavement, stack pipes, swimming pools, tennis courts, machinery replacement, sidewalks, things like the cargo and ground lights, tree shrubberies, all of the budgetary needs. We have specific ones that we put into the reserve, like the roads is a big one, and building restoration, painting, that type of thing. So yes, that's in there. And it'll also, I need to tell you the plan we're working on. Some of them are 10-year plans, some of them are 5-year plans.
Monica,
Do you have a reserve account set up for redoing the upstairs unit that's...
At the present time, we have put money into that account. We weren't prepared to take care of it based on a reserve because it just came up. But we have taken some of the excess fund, or not excess, some of the funds that we received in the bonus from the television contract that we just signed that saved us all so much money. I think it's a great job by that committee. And we put $20,000, I believe, into, or 40,000 into that to cover a basic part of them until we can get some idea of what the actual cost is going to be, because it is kind of varying based on how much damage has been done or how much has to be done to prepare it for the future. So at the present time, that is not a reserve funded item, and it will be taken care of with some of the contingency funds we have for that type of operation, just like we use funds from that to take care of the stack pipe issue that we talked over the last 5 years. It will certainly, I'm sure, be a budget item this year.
is that it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but I believe that the budget is on the website, correct?
You can find that out.
And the reserve questions that you had will be on that website on the budget. And each year the budget is presented to the owners, the reserve is done also with the budget, the operational part of the budget. And the other questions, I'm going to ask Madam Secretary if she's got anything that she'd like to throw in there, on the reports of officers.
No,
Good.
I'm a little busy.
Okay, I'm going to ask for reports of committees. Let me go down to the building committee. I'll put you on the spot first, Steve. So much for taking the microphone. That's it, I'm just standing back. Yeah, let's do that. How's that?
All right, February 2019, Jim came to me and asked me if I'd become the chairman of the building committee. I thought it was a high-paying job, but it turns out it's not. But anyways, I accepted and off we went. The first thing that we took up was getting our board or committee members, and I spent the next couple months getting I appointed Michael Dorr, Colin Smith, Thomas Couillard, Pat Biss, Deb Harper, Monica Heigl, Callie Thomas, and John West remained on, but he's a non-voting member, but he helps out a lot. Our first task was to come up with a new front door, and we did so in the first month last year. We came up with a new front door ideal that sort of lets you, as a homeowner, pick whatever front door you want. Some stipulations. First of all, it's got to meet the Manatee County building codes. It also has to be pre-approved by the association, so don't go by it first. Bring it to us, and as you with anything else. It can be solid, it can be glass, it can be full glass. If it's over 50% glass, it needs to be opaque. For security reasons, we don't want everybody just have a full glass door and everybody in the world can look in. The outside of the door will be painted our regular door color. The association will do it for you. The inside, you can have whatever color you want. In April of last year, we finished the last 2 roof coatings. So we were done with the roof coating. We started power washing the buildings. This we did in-house. Last time we had it done by a company professionally, it cost us like $28,000. So we had one of our great employees did it on the weekend. Just not every single building, but all the ones where there was some mildew and mold growing. And he worked on that most of the summer. Ended up costing us about around $2,500 it cost us to do them, and they really turned out nicely. I think there's a couple spots we've noticed recently that we may have to go back and touch up, and that will be done. The stack pipes were finished up in May. Somewhere along the beginning of the summer, we noticed that some gates were put up for pets on the front courtyards, which was against the association rules, and the board wanted to have those removed. Then there was a petition put out that asked us to look at it again. So it came back to the building committee, and we spent a couple months trying to figure out what we could come up with that would be temporary, that the board might accept, and after putting it to the board, it was rejected again unanimously. So, no gates on the front. Hang on a minute. Page 2. We did so much last year. In September, we started working on the second floor walkways. We spent a couple months getting the material, deciding on materials and estimates from different contractors. But we started in September, and we've done 4. They're ranging between $4,000 and $5,000. We're going to continue to do them as the budget allows, and we'll take the worst ones, we'll get done first. A couple other things we did, we replaced, I think, 5 full second floor staircases last year, and a lot of wooden railings for second floors. And that's about it. Any questions? Jim?
Thank you. Hey, next committee chair I'm going to call on is our IT committee chair.
The IT, which stands for Information Technology Committee, report for 2020.
Chris,
You got the mic?
we're going to get you a mic, Chris.
That sounds good. Is that good? Okay. The Wildwood Springs IT Committee met 8 times in face-to-face meetings in 2019, in addition to a number of online discussions. Major project was the review and maintenance of the new website. The committee had selected HOA sites as for the new website platform and host, and we did that in 2018. The committee has worked diligently to ensure that the WWS website has an abundance of useful information and is easier to navigate than the old site. Site modifications to the site were made on a continual basis. For the calendar year 2019, the website had 6,545 users, 12,778 sessions, and 74,675 page views. Approximately 10% of the site is available for viewing by the general public. The other 90% of the site is restricted to Wildwood Springs residents and is a secure website. There's a photo tour for public visitors, as well as maps, floor plans, and units for sale or rent. The most popular areas on the private side of the website are the announcements, the calendar, and the resident directory. This is reports by me, Chris Perry, IT Chair. Our IT committee members are Lynn Corcoran, George Fisher, Joan Evans, Roger Schultz, Jane Spratt, Tom Brady, and John West. Our meetings are usually the last Friday of the month. All the owners are welcome to come to the meetings, and we would welcome anyone who'd like to join the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Chris. We're going to change that. Okay, I'd like to call on the pool committee chair. Tab.
Hi everyone, I'm Tammy Osborne and I am the chairperson for the pool committee. Last year we did an inventory of all 7 pools for the furniture to count how many of every type of chair we have. We replaced 6 of the lounge chairs with the higher chairs, and we hope to in this year add more to that. We repaired straps on chairs that were fixable or pitched out what wasn't. We also repaired and repainted tables, and we power washed the pool furniture as deemed necessary in our lovely humid season. We have also repaired, to our aging pools, we've also repaired underground leaks and broken air lines, some of which we are able to do with our in-house staff. But there's other parts that we have to have by certified people outside of our community that can do those things. We've acid washed our pools and spas and replaced the grids as per the agreed upon 3-year schedule. We've addressed recommendations from the ad hoc energy saving committee while keeping within the rules and of Wildwood Springs Association and state statutes. Meaning there are some things that we would love to do, but like turn off the lights at certain times, but state statutes say that we must leave certain lights on all the time as a safety precaution. We've also addressed proposals once from the members of Wildwood Springs and that we've received during the year, which also we've been kept within the bylaws, the rules, and the budget of the association. We've just recently passed our yearly inspection by the state of Florida, so enjoy our pools. The first Tuesday of every month is our pool committee meeting. If you would love to come with questions, needs, wants, or if you'd just like to be a member of our pool committee, all are welcome. Thank you. Is there any questions, needs?
Thank you, Tim. Peter, you still busy? Huh?
We're still just opening.
Just opening?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Peter Farron is the chair of the Landscaping and Grounds Committee. It's absolutely nothing. I just got to see pool.
Beep, beep.
Okay, after that nice introduction. Early this year, we were just finishing touches on the fronts, all the replantings and mulch and so forth. Then we moved right on to the backs and sides. And that was quite an extensive process because those things hadn't been touched forever. We had to pull out all the existing old foliage, clean the beds, get irrigation to each bed and back, replant and mulch. Plus doing that on our everyday maintenance at the same time. So it took quite a while, but we finally got ahead of the curve. And now we're ahead of the curve. We go around once a week, John and I, noticing any places that need work or need attention, and it's taken care of immediately. Because it's much easier to do maintenance than this, catch up like 5 or 6 years. And we also started redoing all the signs, elevating them, painting them, LED lighting, beds of flowers underneath, and that's continuing now. And we also are trimming and planting trees. We have a tree, jacaranda tree, and 2 benches donated by a family for commemoration of their mother. We're finding out where we want to put them. I have some other trees on order with the rest of our plants. So if you see anything on property where there are plants missing, it's because we cleaned that area out and we're waiting to get the new plants. And also we found quite a few, leaks in the property in the irrigation system. And that's been taking care of that, save water. And I just want to mention that, it's an extensive, it's 88 acres. So you got to be a little crazy like me to take it on. But with the help of John, Jeff, my committee, and my crew, it gets done. Because if you figure 88 acres divided by the size of our grounds crew, those guys are amazing. They really are. Because I'm there on an everyday basis. I see what's going on. If somebody's out sick, somebody else swings right on and they handle the job with no sweat. And also, I've even seen in the garage, if we have a breakdown on a lawnmower or a golf cart or whatever, on their own, they volunteer to go get the part and repair it, saving all of us a lot of money. So I can't say enough for them. I mean, we've got the best crew going. That's what makes my job good and a little bit easier. And we meet every third Thursday of the month. So everybody's welcome. Any questions, call Catherine. She'll get a message right to me and straighten anything out. Any questions?
I have 2 sprinklers in my front unit. They keep growing over. The grass keeps growing over them. They don't keep it sprayed or cleaned out.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do to maintain that better?
I'll come over and take a look at it.
Okay.
All right, I'll look at you. Because if it's just a matter of weeds and stuff growing over, we can
It's the
kill it.
grass growing over.
Yeah, we'll get rid of it.
Yeah, it
No
just
problem.
won't stay open.
All right, anything else?
Did you hire additional resources to get the job done?
A different one?
Did you hire extra people to get the job done?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, I didn't know from year to year.
No, we didn't know. That's what we have, yep. Anything else, anybody?
Peter,
Yes.
is there any reason to mention the black?
Oh, that's right. We went around the black rubber edging that was all over the property. We had a couple of serious, maybe 2, 3 serious trips and falls, accidents, which affected our insurance. So we've had the boys pull it all out. If you see any that we missed, give the office a call, because I found a few places. It's hard, but it's easy to miss it. So if you see any at all, we gotta get rid of it, because insurance.
Greatest idea. That's the greatest idea.
Yeah, I know. We had a few people that, well, now the mulch is gonna blow on the sidewalk, and you guys are gonna have to sweep it up. I said, no, it'll be fine. So, nothing else? George?
Yeah, I just want to say the place looks like a beautiful park we live in, and thank you very much.
It's gonna stay beautiful too, believe me.
All right, that's what you did last week, what are you gonna do next week? Go Cubbies. One of the, can't really call it a committee, but it's an issue that came up, and it's an issue that we're trying to resolve. In lieu of calling it a committee, ad hoc committee, we called it a delegation. There's a delegation of 5 board members that we took up the challenge of trying to alleviate the boundary issue over between Tidewater and Wildewood Springs. The issue at this particular point in time really is a non-issue. After the survey was done, it was determined by a surveyor that the property that was in question does indeed belong to Tidewater Association. However, in the past 20 years, Wildewood Springs, us, we've been maintaining and taking care of that piece of property as far as keeping the lawns mowed, the vegetation trimmed down to a level, and to enjoy the view from the owners that actually see that lake that's back there. Well, what we decided to do is get with the owners of that lake to see how it's going to impact them first, and get their input, and let them know what we're trying to do. What we plan to do is approach Tidewater hat in hand on bended knee as a neighborly gesture to allow us to continue to mow and trim up to a certain point of that piece of land back there, which will not obstruct the view of the owners in the 700s over there. We're talking 5 units that's directly affected. And that's going to take place probably next month. Once we find out that after they've had their annual meeting and we're done with ours, we can approach them in a neighborly fashion and ask them would they consider going ahead and doing that. The legal recourse is to go ahead and claim that being that we've taken care of it for the last 20 years that it's ours. Well, that's a gamble. And that's taking $10,000 of your money, turning it into a slot machine chip, putting it into the slot machine, pulling the handle, and coming up with nothing. Because it will be up to a judge at that particular point in time to make that determination if it's in our benefit. So we thought instead of that, we could approach them realistically and ask. Because the answer is always no if the question is never asked. So we're going to approach them and ask them, is it all right with them if we continue to maintain the property up to a certain point? What we hear is that the complaint, the original complaint was that the folks over there at Tidewater does not want to see our buildings. Well, I don't think that's the case, maybe that's one person's opinion. I don't think it's 28 opinions of all the owners in Tidewater. But we're gonna find out. But what had come out of the meeting with the owners of Wildewood was that they're inundated over there with midges, and no-see-ums, and gnats. Okay? And we went over to do our investigation of the survey line. It bothered us too. We were breathing them in, they were getting into our noses and whatnot. And then one of the owners over there brought a photograph of her screen in the back, loaded with these little bugs. So there was a considerable amount of discussion about that. And a couple of the ideas that came up was bug zappers and bat houses. So we took that into consideration, and I can tell you right now that we have installed 4 bug zappers back there for the owners. We put one in the carport and 3 others up along the back wall to zap all these little critters that are flying around there. We also procured 4 bat houses that were installed back there at a high elevation on a pole, which was sprayed down with bat pheromone. It's a bat attractant. Now, I believe in science, I believe in biology, I believe in nature. And you put a bunch of bats in an area where there's a bunch of bugs flying around, the bat's going to get it. And it's nothing that's unique to Wildewood Springs. We do have 4 other colonies on the property beside these bat houses that we put up to attract them. So that was the immediate resolve right then and there. We're just waiting for the Tidewater folks to get done with their annual meeting, to approach them and their management, to sit down with us and discuss what we can do for them. It costs $2,000 to do a survey, a proper survey. And the reason why the board made the decision is because they said they have proof that it was their property. Well, the proof that was presented was an overhead Google photograph with a overlay of a yellow line on the property. Well, it didn't sit right with the board of directors. We felt that it was prudent on our part to go ahead and get a professional surveyor in to do a professional survey and let them make a determination where the property line does lie. I said it would cost us $2,000. Since then, Tidewater Association has contributed $500 to that cost, and which led me to believe that they're more receptive to sit down and talk with us about this issue that is presenting itself to us. And then another owner, who shall remain nameless, anonymously donated an additional $500 to that cost. So actually it only cost us $1,000 to have a professional survey done. Okay, so that's where we're at on that project. No, the anonymous donor was the Wildewood Springs. Okay. So that's bringing you up to speed as what happened over at the boundary dispute. Now, I hope you guys are getting done because I'm running out of stuff to say.
It's still happening.
And I'm sure they don't want to see us sing. And John West retired from Chippendale, so that's not
When was that?
the figures have come from you.
Is Barbara? We are still
The other thing that I want to bring you up to speed on, I touched on it briefly in my president's report. So we had an ad hoc committee formed, the Energy conservation and consumption on the property. And very, very in-depth committee to find out what challenges we face as far as our electrical consumption, as far as our water and sewage. And these are some of the things that we're looking at that was put into place that I had mentioned before. We heard Tommy talk about the pools and what can and what can't be done at the pool. But the LED lights, we feel, the bulbs I'm talking about, is once the CFLs that are in there now are to be replaced, they're being replaced with LEDs. We don't know at this particular point in time where it's going to lie as far as our cost savings on electric, but that's probably going to be done by the end of the year. We did, however, find out that on our natural gas usage, that we were being overcharged, and we recouped, John, was it $1,800?
Actually, we got a check, we're getting a check for $3,600, and we're going to share a portion of that with the consultant that helped us find out the area of the village.
So our net gain on that is $1,800. Okay? So these are things that we are looking at for the future, saving your money. There's a saying that goes on here, we can do anything on this property that you want. Anything you want to do, we can do it. The problem is the money is in your pocket. Okay, and we're trying to keep the cost down considerably, make it feasible for a lot of folks to actually own and live. John?
I think it's important.
No, I'm not going to sing.
I think it's important that,
Now, I think it's important that you know that we're looking towards the future too, not just these short-term things. We're studying the use of solar panels, a bunch of other things, because you see it's only going to get worse as far as our expenditures are concerned. The water is a prime example. Every gallon we use, we get charged for another gallon and a half to get rid of it. So there's a lot of things in the sewage thing. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and that's why these new tablets that are going to be given out to you, if we can at least identify some of these little low-hanging fruit areas that we can work on and try and get these things so we can keep the association dues on the level at the least. I'd like to see us even back off a little bit, but the bottom line is up to us. And when you look over and see your hose leaking or something, and you think to yourself, well, I'm not paying for it, it doesn't matter. Yes, we are, every one of us. So that's the low hanging. $275,000 worth of water. I think we better start showering together. So anyway, I just want you to know that we're looking to the future. If anybody's got any other ideas of ways that we might be able to save, the committee is always welcomes your words.
There's a sign-up sheet back here for anybody who would like to
go into that. There's a lot, like I said in my opening report, there's a lot of work that a lot of folks don't realize is done off stage, behind the wings. A lot of committee people are involved. And a lot of times you hear, well, how can I help? There is a way that folks can help and that you can help. We do have, in the room, at the table as you come in, sign up each and every committee that we have here on our property. So if there's a committee you'd like to get involved in, you want to lend a hand, please feel free to do so. Please. I'm asking you to give us a helping hand. Okay? Can't hurt. I'm going to adjust the elevator in the room here for a second. We all know, we're all aware of what's going on globally. We're all aware of what's going on nationally. And one of my concerns is, and was, and has been, our health and welfare. Just last week, when we started getting into this virus that's going around, we started looking around at the demographics of the older community, but of course you're not part of, but the older community that I'm a part of, we're a part of, that's at risk. And I feel personally that it's a responsibility that falls upon everybody to look out for everybody. And prior to putting some policies into play, I did speak with, like I always do, the experts. And one of the experts I went to was Tammy Alborn, who's a registered nurse, on what can we do as an association and how can we better protect our owners. Realistically, our office is the hub of what goes on in our community. So therefore, what we put into place immediately, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the office at 7:30 in the morning, once it's open, there's a crew of our employees that go in, and they sanitize the chairs, the tables, the equipment, the bathrooms, the handles, the knobs, anything that's touched. We also put out that if you're not feeling well, please stay home. Okay? And Tammy and I were talking, a long conversation, didn't we? Early in the morning. And it boils down basically to what Grandma taught us back in the day. Wash your damn hands. Okay? Take your own hygiene into consideration. But then realistically, we got to look at it as a community event too. You look towards your leaders to guide you. And one of the things that we did today is before this, when this room was open, all the chairs you're sitting in, all the tables that are here, anything you touched prior to you coming in here was sanitized by our employees. They came here and made sure that that was done to help you, okay? Tomorrow when they come to pick up this equipment, what they're gonna do, again, is they're gonna sanitize anything that we used, the tables, the chairs, and so forth, the restrooms. That would only benefit the folks that allow us to have our meeting here, which is the church, okay? So it's a win-win situation everywhere. What we're putting out is that in the event that this gets any worse than what it is at this particular point in time, we will revisit the fact that maybe we would stop having committee meetings in the office. That's a possibility. So prepare yourself for that. We're also preparing ourselves for our owners and our residents, should they become ill and have to isolate themselves in their units, that we, all of us, could help our community and our neighbors out with things that they might do. So that's what you can expect from us. And we hope we can expect the same from you by neighbors checking up on neighbors and looking after one another. It's as simple as that. Remember what Grandma said. What Grandma say?
Wash your hands.
Simple as that. Did we cover it, Tam? Anything you want to add to that?
Sneezing, coughing. 3 foot?
6 feet.
Okay. And if you're going to sneeze, you might cough in your shirt, you might cough in your arm, so it doesn't go out to other people. It's common sense things.
Yes, sir.
Interesting question. This could get worse, or we could be washing our hands for the next 12 months. Can sanitizer replace washing your hands? Because when they say washing your hands, they say 20 seconds of warm water. So I'm thinking about the water crisis or whatever. I mean, so we got one, we're gonna all be doing, it's not gonna be 20 seconds, it'll only be in 30. It takes longer to be warmer, and we do it a lot more now. Can sanitize or replace that?
Hand sanitizer is an excellent, it's an alcohol base, it does kill the bacteria on your hands. Your best bet is soap and water for like different disease factors like C. diff. Soap and water is the only thing that will kill C. diff. Hand sanitizers are good for when you go to the grocery store, when you hold on to the buggies, when you go places as an immediate, quick hand washing thing. When you cough, it's on your hands, you use hand sanitizer, it will take that away, it will kill it immediately. But your best bet there again is soap and water. So we are in a catch-22.
And I think what you're saying is sing happy birthday as you're washing your hands. Twice, say happy birthday twice. Yes, sir.
Being in healthcare for over 40 years, one thing I need to add to this is the site of entry is come from your hand to your nose, your eyes, your mouth. Keep your hands away from your face. That's the most important thing.
I told my wife I'm not going to shave anymore. She said, what's the difference? I can't kiss her anymore, so. All right, do we have any other unfinished business? Go ahead.
I just want to make one comment that I know a lot of you are not here all year long, so you say, why should I be in a committee or why should I get involved? I really encourage you, even if you're only here part-time, to get involved. Most of the meetings that you have, they have telephone connections now, they can get a hold, but your input is truly important. You are an owner here and we welcome you, even if you're only here part-time during the year. So I'm encouraging you to get involved no matter what your status is. Thank you.
It's a good point, so thank you. All right, any comments from our owners? I am stretching it here, is that obvious? Yes, sir.
I was going to say, once they put the tablets in the toilet to check it, if they are leaking, most of the owners can fix it themselves, but there's a few people that are not.
Steve, what's the contingency for that?
You might want to
We have
help them.
We have a contingency for that. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, we had talked about it in our workshop, that if you do, let me just say how the tablets work, because some of you may not know. You literally take the tablet, lift the top lid, not the bowl, the top back lid of your toilet, drop the tank, and drop the tablet in there. Do not flush the toilet for at least a half hour, or 20 minutes to a half hour. You can see if any blue shows up down in the bowl. If it does, that means your flapper's leaking.
He doesn't have, before they flush, they clean up the blue leaking in.
Just once you flush the blue.
I'm going to be handing out the tablets. All I need is your unit number. But if you do it in each one of your toilets, see, if you do have a leak, we were thinking about, I'll let Jim, you're going to have the maintenance guys do it?
One of the things that, good point that you brought up, is the replacement of the flapper, if that's the case. All things being equal, when the fire marshal, I think it was 3 years ago, came out and said that we had to have smoke detectors outside of each sleeping area, not each bedroom, each sleeping area. There was a lot of owners that could not get up and install a smoke detector, and we made the smoke detectors available at a nominal cost, and then one of our guys went along and installed it. We could do the same thing with the flappers. They're about $8 a piece for each flapper, and what we're thinking about doing is buying a box of them from the big box store and having them available like we do with the alarms for the hot water heater, and make that available to the owners should we find a leak. And if you can't, for any reason, change it, we could have one or two of our maintenance guys come over and take care of that for you. because it benefits everyone, not just one single one. You guys done already?
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you going to notify the owners who are not here? Because I notice none of my neighbors are here.
Through the website, through the bulletin boards, and through the cluster advisors. That's the best forms of communication that we have, okay? Any other questions on that?
Over here?
What?
If you're gonna have the, do I have to use this?
One back.
I'll get you.
If we're going to have our crew install these flappers in their spare time, of which they have none, are they gonna do it after work and get paid for it? Or how can we add one more thing to what they have to do?
Once we get to that bridge, we're gonna cross it to see just about how many we're dealing with. If it's a matter of just a few minutes of sending the guy over to put a flapper in during his working hour, it benefits everybody. That's one of the things we were looking at. Yes, ma'am?
Well, at some point, Manatee County used to give you a break on buying a new toilet.
They still do it.
They still do.
Yes, they do.
And if you're using a 1970s, early 80s toilet, you could save a lot of money or a lot of water just having a new toilet because they load.
You're exactly right. Manatee County still has that program for low-flow toilets. If you're gonna replace your toilet with a low-flow toilet to a 1.6 gallon flow, all you need to do is keep the lid of the tank, because it's got a number embossed on the inside of it. When the county inspector comes out and inspects that, that's what meets the criteria, you can get a check for $100 for each toilet that you replace.
Up to 2.
Now, up to 2, right. Now, doing quick math, when I replaced mine, I got them on sale at Lowe's. They were $104 a piece. And I'm not really good at math, my wife is, and she said that's one of the smartest things other than marrying her was that I did. But it worked out great. It only cost out of pocket $15. All right, when you come down to it. So that's another way to cost savings. All right, now, Madam Secretary.
Yes, sir.
Where you been?
Jim, I've got the address for Claire. I think that if to place these flappers in the toilets, if we're lucky enough to have a plumber on the board, maybe he can do it.
Well, unfortunately, the board can't make motions at this particular point. However, the owners can.
And we have white smoke if you're ready.
We got white smoke, okay.
Okay, for the director at large, the winner is Mr. Richard Picola. For the director of Palm Tree, Mr. George Fisher.
Well, I congratulate the candidates on their election. And I look forward to working with you the upcoming year. And I'm sure the rest of the board feels the same way. We're looking forward to having you with us. Is there any other unfinished business to come before the annual owners meeting? Any new business? At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. It's always in order. Motion made. Do I hear a second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Be safe, folks. Be aware and be careful.